Guys, you need to chill. I'm over here prepping for a video going through the pre-release stuff on Girls Frontline 2, and I'm trying to go from the KR Twitter to the global Twitter, and I search Girls Frontline 2. How is this the first natural result we get in the game? When I just want to see Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. Nah, you're getting feet. Anyway, let's get into the video. So Girls Frontline 2 Exilium, that is a word I absolutely suck at, is due to release on December 3. However, in some regions, it's December 5. I'm going to go through that and a bunch of information about the pre-release of the game. If you want to see gameplay and my general impressions of the game from the global beta, I will leave that linked in the description as well. You can go ahead and check out the gameplay. TLDR, I did thoroughly enjoy the beta. I think the gameplay in this game is something that really sets it apart. Now, there is going to be a bunch of Kuma bait in this game, obviously. But outside of that, if you're someone like me who plays these games more for the gaming aspect, I do think the actual fresh combat style is really nice in a gacha game if you primarily play gacha games. So you guys can jump in, make your own decision, but I definitely reckon this one is worth a try. Now, let's go through a few things. As I mentioned, it is launching on December 3rd. However, the game is going to have two publishers. So if we go over here on the global version, you can see we've got Sunborn Game. However, on the Korean version, if we go over here, which isn't just the Korean version, I believe it's some of EU as well, you can see it's done by Howplay. Now, they did do a bit of a dev interview type thing. I didn't actually watch it. I just come to Reddit and find out people summarize it. Essentially, what it is looking like is that the two versions will be essentially the same, just with different publishers. One is launching 2 days later, and hopefully everything lines up. Now, there could be differences maybe in purchases, or maybe they decide to change things. I don't know how much influence the publishers will have. I think they will try and keep it pretty same, but we'll have to wait and see. But if you're curious on which one you will be getting, there is this map over on Reddit. Now, this is the most recent one that I found. They posted that 3 days ago. So you can have a look at this and find your region. So I'm over here in Australia, so I'll be getting the Sunborn / Dark Winter version, which is the same as the US up here, and I think that's pretty much the majority. So listen, I'm not great with the globe, guys. So you guys can have a look, see where you are, see where you're getting it. Obviously, the gray areas is going to be not available. However, if you're in a gray area or you're in a blue area and you want to play in the red area because the red area is starting the 2 days earlier, you can just go to the individual websites and download the games and go about it that way as well, or use APKs. So if you scroll down in this post, I'll leave this post linked in the description. You can see here that we do have all of these links where you can get them. So once again, Howplay is going to be the later one. That is meant to be like the EU / Korean / JP version, essentially. And then the Dark Winter is what I would refer to as the quote unquote global type version. So if you want to play either version specifically and it's not the version you're in, or you're in one of the grayed out zones that don't get it, well, you can come over here and you can still download and play it. Just note the game will be on Steam. However, once again, when you open Steam, very similar to if you open the App Store, it will just take you to the version of your region. So if you want to play a specific version, you can come over here. Like I said, at the moment, it's looking like the only difference is that they won't be able to be played, like you won't be able to battle players in a different region and stuff like that. So that looks like the main difference. To me, it kind of reminds me of games that just when you log into the game, you have like a US server, SEA server and stuff like that, and it's all in the same game. It's kind of like that in effect, I think is what they're trying to make it, except it is going to be through different publishers. So you do run the risk of some things changing, but that is the summary of what we've got going on with the release date and the timeframes. And once again, this one, what I consider the global server, which is going to be the US, Australia and stuff like that, that is going on the December 3rd. And then the Korean / I believe this is some of EU and stuff like that, that is going to be on the 5th. You know, it's up to you whether you want to wait 2 days if you're in one of those regions to play. Just note if you're going to play a long time, I guess it doesn't really matter. But hey, I always hate having to wait longer than is needed. So take that as it will. Moving on from that, let's jump over to the website. We do have some pre-registration goodies that we've already reached. We're already up to the 4 million mark. We get Cheetah as a free copy. The big thing here is obviously the 10 pool and some premium currency, which is going to be nice. Now, whenever you talk about pre-registration rewards and stuff like that, it always leans into Rerolling. You guys know, if you've watched my channel, I am the most degenerate rerolling loser on the earth. I will reroll in every game, even when I say I'm not going to reroll in a game. Looking at you, Ash Echoes. So this one, from what I gather, from playing the beta and stuff like that, the beta was a bit scuffed though, because they gave us so many free goodies that it was kind of not a real impression, and I wasn't paying attention to what was actually free and what wasn't. I don't think you're going to have to reroll in this game. It's one of those games where I think it's going to be a drawn out process to reroll. So if you don't enjoy rerolling, then I don't think you're going to feel like you have to. However, if you do enjoy rerolling, I shouldn't bother saying anything, because you're like me and you're going to do it anyway, no matter what. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, what I'll do personally is I'll probably do a couple rerolls on launch, see if I can get a decent account with something at least. And then once I get that, I will start playing that whilst I reroll. Just take it from me, from the beta, when you play through the game, it will be one of those games where I think you can, if you have like a phone and you have the PC client going, you can quite comfortably auto through pretty much the entire early game. Like I'm talking like, I reckon at least your first like 6 hours of active play, you can pretty much just auto the combat. Just go back, upgrade, and then auto the combat again. So you're not going to have to stress too much about it. So that it will be my personal play when I look to rerolling. I will try and get a decent account, something okay, within my first like 3 rerolls. Then I will just start playing that up so I have an account that's advancing while I continue to reroll. If I get that godly account reroll, then that is the account that I will keep and I'll continue playing. If not, I've got my other one that at least is built up, because you kind of do want to rush levels at the start. Like all of these games, you want to get advanced as quickly as you can. It is pretty quick, the rate at which you level up your account. After about level 23-ish, I believe that's when you unlock the quote-unquote gearing system. It does slow down a bit, but then you really do want to push up to 30 as well. I'll do more guides coming into the release and post-release of the game. Obviously, with their X and Facebook, if you get 100,000 and 20,000 followers, we'll get extra stuff. So if you want to go ahead and follow that, you can go ahead and follow that. And that is the main things. Now, the other thing is, if you're looking for a character database to take a look at some characters, over on Pridewind, they have it already set up. So Pridewind will be covering this game. I always love it when Pridewind cover games. They are fantastic at covering them. So if you want to check out any characters that are upcoming on the CN version, they always mark them with the CN version. I'm not going to go into deep into this video of explaining characters and how they work and stuff like that. That will come in future videos. But just note, if you're curious about the character designs and stuff like that, you want to take a look. I don't think this is like fully fleshed out. I don't know if they've got all the skills written in. Okay, they do have a lot of it completely updated already. I hadn't really looked too deep into it yet, but they do have all the characters and they're continuing to flush this out. So if you do want to look, for instance, if you're thinking you might want to pull for Kafka, you can come out and check out what Kafka has. Yeah, so some of them aren't actually built, so you can't see all the skills. But dude, that just strikes me as Kafka, 100%. But yeah, you can come over here, check it out. Once again, Pridewind covering the game, which is always a fantastic thing. They do great coverage. They'll have all their guides and all that stuff as well. Once again, I will be covering this game when it releases. I may stream it at launch as well. Do some reroll hell with you guys on stream. See how we go. But essentially, once again, game is releasing on the 3rd of December, 5th for the other version. I'll leave a link to this Reddit post if you do want to go ahead and get the download links from a different version. Game's looking pretty solid. Like I said, I have that video in the description if you want to go ahead and check any of the gameplay and stuff like that. I found the system's quite nice. I find the gear system, from what I played so far in the beta, to be very intuitive, in more targeted than other games that I found. So I'm hoping the gearing system is going to, in the end game, be a lot more streamlined than what it is in other games. So we'll have to wait and see. But once again, that is everything I wanted to cover in this video. Game's releasing, pretty excited about it. Have more coverage. Jump to Pridewind if you want to check out some characters. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.